What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Jordan Talks Football. Today, I'm going to be talking about 3 players that Manchester United have to sell in the summer window. And let's get straight into the video. My first player that needs to be sold at this football club is Mason Mount. Now, I'm going to give you reasons why I think he should be sold, why he is a failure, and why it hasn't worked out at Manchester United. Let's get straight into it, right? Mason Mount is a massive failure. And guys, I don't want to sound harsh, but I'm just being honest with you guys, right? Massive overpayment. We paid 55 million plus 5 million add-ons in 2023, which totals to 60 million pounds. Mason Mount has only scored, I believe, 7 goals and a very few amounts of assists, right? And he's a midfielder. So this is a pathetic return of a star signing, because Mason Mount was a star player at Chelsea. He is on huge wages. And guys, I know I don't pay the wages. It's not my money. But he gets paid £150,000 per week, which totals to 7.8 million a year. And he is one of the most well-paid midfielders at the club. And he barely plays. And this is something else that I'm going to mention that is very bad, is that Mason Mount has the iconic number 7 shirt. The number 7 shirt was worn by players like David Beckham, Cristiano Ronaldo, Eric Cantona. And now it's basically, we don't even see the number 7. We don't even have a number 7. I don't know the last time I've seen Mason Mount play for Manchester United. So that iconic number is no more. It's been tarnished. And it has been handed by to Mount by Erik ten Hag, who is a failure at Manchester United, just like Mason Mount. Erik ten Hag was not successful at Manchester United, and I think it was his and Mount's decision that he has a number 7, which is just disaster, right? Anyway, let's talk more about Mount. Mount has turned into a symbol of failure at this club. When I look at a player at this current Manchester United team, and I think of someone that was signed for big money, someone that used to be a good player, someone that was signed from a top 6 Premier League club, I look at Mason Mount. Constant unavailability. He's never around to play. He doesn't play games. Lack of impact. He has a chronic injury nightmare. Since joining, he has missed over 55 games in total. That is a huge amount of games. Huge amount of games. And this hasn't been just one injury, right? These has been different types of injuries. First is like hamstring, then he has muscle tears, then he has calf injuries, then he gets like these basic knocks and he's injured. He doesn't play. In 2025-2026, he had multiple setbacks. He rarely builds any rhythm, meaning he'll be available for 1 game or 2 games max, and then we won't see him for like 2 months after. So there's no way that a manager can put him into the team or build a team with him in it, because he'll play for 1 game and then he might not play for the next 5-10 games. So any manager basically cannot build anything around him, even if they wanted to, even if they rated him. So that's why when I used to see Mount play, I was like, if I see some signs of him doing well, I will be like, you know what, I don't want to get too excited because he may be injured and I'm not going to see that again. That's from a fan's view. And you know what, yeah, his returns often lead to a quick re-injuries, and fitness is a major red flag for Mount. Major red flag for Mount. He is a complete failure to live up from his Chelsea days. He is a luxury passenger in a team that's fighting for top 4 and for top spots. That's what I believe. High wages, huge fee, constant unavailability, and this also affects Manchester United's FFP, our squad space, our wage bill, and we can't even get any money back from him because his market value has been slashed in half. I believe now he'd be worth around 30 million to around 20 million. And the sad thing is that Mason Mount should be in his prime. I believe he's 27 this year, I think. And he should be in his prime. This should be his prime years as a footballer. Mason Mount is a perfect example of a signing gone wrong. Overpriced, overpaid, injury, and massively underperforming. Now, the next player that I need to talk about, which is similar to Mason Mount, is Manuel Ugarte. Another disaster, guys. Huge overpayments, zero impacts. We paid PSG, I believe, 42 million for Ugarte, but it was 8.5 million add-ons as well in that. So we paid a total of 60 million for Ugarte, and 2 seasons, no impact, less contribution to the team. His market value now is probably 35 million. Ugarte is on expensive wages. He's on £120,000 per week. Ugarte has only played like 21 Premier League. Like he played there 21 Premier League games. Only 7 to like 8 starts for Ugarte. 0 goals for Manuel Ugarte. 0 assists for Manuel Ugarte. He gets like an average rating of 6.5, 6.7 whenever he plays. It's one of the lowest ratings in this team. And the team concedes heavily when Manuel Ugarte is playing. I get nervous when Ugarte is on the pitch, because when he's on the pitch, 24 goals conceded when he is involved. And I'm like, I get nervous when Ugarte is in the team, because I'm like, the opposition team is going to score. So yeah, I don't trust Ugarte. And he's not been a good player for us. Another player that needs to go, and the thing with him is possession loss, bro. When he's in the midfield, he loses the ball. He fails to progress the ball and control tempo. That's what Manuel Ugarte was brought in to do, but he fails at controlling the tempo. He loses the ball. We concede goals when Ugarte is playing. This is all very, very bad. And another thing about Ugarte is was when Ruben Amorim was at United, he actually accused Ugarte of becoming too complacent. He said his work rate was low. He was not the same like player he knew at Sporting Lisbon. For those of you that don't know, Amorim coached Ugarte at Sporting Lisbon. So for your former manager saying that, hey, I don't recognize you, your work rate has been decreased, you don't seem too serious, you don't seem too involved, what more do I need to say? And Amorim publicly said this. So yeah, Ugarte was a big fee, big wages, big move, hype around him, but he delivered nothing. He just delivered underwhelming performances. And yeah, Ugarte for me, not good enough. Not good enough. The next player on the list, which is the last player. Now, guys, this is a bit of a tricky one, because I kind of rate this player, right? It's Joshua Zirkzee. Joshua Zirkzee is someone that I wouldn't mind if he stayed, because you need a squad. In the Premier League, you need a squad. If you look at Arsenal, if you look at Man City, they have a good starting 11 and they have a good bench. We currently only have a good starting 11. We don't have a very good bench. But there are some reasons to sell Zirkzee. You know, limited playing time. He hasn't played a lot of games, right? He doesn't score a lot of goals. But I don't look at Zirkzee as a goal scorer. I look at Zirkzee as a... Sorry, I'm just going to drink some water. I look at Zirkzee as someone who plays in the role of behind the striker, in the number 10, on the right wing, on the left wing. That's what I think of Zirkzee. I think he could be someone who, when given the opportunities, he could perform well. And another reason to sell him would be the financial opportunity. We could cash in on him. We could get some of our money back. I don't think that will be the case with Mount and Ugarte. But personally, I think Zirkzee is frustrated. I think he wants more game time. Yeah, and a lot of Premier League clubs would be interested in him. A lot of Italian teams would be interested in him. So he could get a really good move. I think there's some talent in there. There's some reasons that I want to keep Joshua Zirkzee at Manchester United. Technical quality, Zirkzee is really good. His link-up play is extremely good. He's very versatile. He can play in attack. He can play in midfield. He can hold up the play. He can build up with the ball. It's very hard to get possession of the ball off him. So Zirkzee, for me, it's kind of like 50-50. I don't know whether we should sell him. I don't know whether we should keep him. So, like, you know, I'm like a bit torn in it because personally, for personal reasons, it could be good for Zirkzee to leave. But then for like selfish reasons, I want to keep him because, like what I just said, he is a good squad player. You need a good squad in the Premier League if you want to challenge for top 4 or for the title. So yeah, that's it for the video. My final verdict is Mason Mount has to be sold 100%. Mason Mount has to be sold. Manuel Ugarte, for me, has to be sold. But if there is a loan option for him, he could go on loan if you can't get any buyers. And for Zirkzee, I'm 50-50 on it, you know. If he gets a good offer from a good club and he wants to leave, then, you know, we can leave. But if he stays, I'm more than happy to keep him. Guys, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know which players y'all will sell from this 3 or whether y'all will keep any of them. This has been Jordan Talks Football. Like, share, subscribe. I shall see you in the next video. Peace.